So how do you track your inventory? How do you deal with price changes when dropshipping on these websites? Do you use software? Do you need something that automatically connects in and is constantly changing everything to make sure that you never sell an item that's out of stock, or never sell an item where the price has drastically increased and now is losing money? So when you're dropshipping on platforms like Amazon or eBay, right? There's a lot more software available that can track and adjust your prices and your inventory based on the supplier's website. And this is obviously going to ensure that you remain profitable and you never receive an order where your supplier is then out of stock on that item. But a common question I get is like, what software do I use on sites like Poshmark, Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace? The list goes on. And surprisingly, I don't use any software for this. I have over like 30,000 listings probably across all of them, maybe more. And I manage it all without a repricer or without a stock monitoring tool. Here's why. When you're a beginner, when you're just starting, right? And you don't have enough listings yet to justify the cost of a repricing software, you're not getting enough sales to even need it, and you can manage all your listings manually very easy. Plus, any software solution that you would use for this would get expensive very, very fast as you add listings. Trust me, I've looked into all of them. Now, if you're an intermediate and advanced seller, at this stage, while software might sound advantageous because you obviously have more listings, consistent sales are going to bury any occasional needs that you're going to have to cancel an order due to an out of stock or a price change. So if you have to cancel an order, it'll just get buried in your metrics because you're selling so many so consistently. It's not going to matter. And then at that point, you can simply put the product out of stock or delete it from your inventory so you don't sell it again, or you can increase the price if you're losing money on it and then cancel a sale for that reason. For example, I rarely have to take a loss on a product, but if I do, then I just adjust the price immediately, or I cancel the order if the loss is significant. Since I sell like 10 to 20 items a day roughly, one canceled order every week or even every few days doesn't impact my overall metrics significantly. Now, depending on your account, you can cancel up to 5 or even 10% of your orders without an issue. I would not cross that 5 mark though. I would try to keep it underneath that. And of course, platform to platform, it's going to differ, but generally speaking, if you're selling a bunch of orders, canceling an order here and there is not going to be a big deal. Now, when your supplier is out of stock, I keep track of the order in a spreadsheet and I'll check back daily. And if it's still out of stock after a few days, then I'll cancel the order at that point. This rarely impacts my metrics because it's a small fraction of my overall sales. Now, many people overcomplicate dropshipping by thinking they need some special software or special sourcing strategy. They think that they need all the bells and the whistles to get started and make any money, but that is the furthest thing from the truth. Keep it simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. I promise you, you can always complicate it later if you want to. Currently, you don't need any software to monitor your prices or your stock levels unless you're using very obscure suppliers. Most suppliers used by dropshippers have stable stock levels and prices, especially if your main suppliers are going to be Amazon and Walmart, which is typically what I recommend for most beginners. And if you're using something like Target or eBay, obviously, then you might need to change it a little bit more frequently, but that's why I suggest building the base of your store with Amazon and Walmart first. They're more reliable, they're more consistent. Then start branching out to more obscure suppliers, even other ones than I've mentioned, because then you can get different product types, differentiated products that no one else is selling on these sites, and increase your margins. And if you're listing with a margin that's high enough, slight price fluctuations on your supplier's website won't put you at a loss anyway. So to summarize, don't overcomplicate things, list a bunch of items, see what works, and scale from there. If you're not making consistent sales, list more products, do some product research. Avoid getting caught up in the latest software trends. If you've got a listing software that works, that's all you need. If you're dropshipping on somewhere like Poshmark too, then you might need a ShareBot as well. But that's it. It's simple, it's not sexy, but it works, and it'll get you paid.